Okay, all right. Let's.
All right.
What is it?
No,
The diamond formation.
It's just two
So
L's together. Two L's together.
Okay.
Okay, so let me talk. Let's talk. Serious. Let's get serious now. Brighton game, right? I watched it to end the first half, and I watched extended highlight the second half. I'm still going to watch everything all over again.
You like torture?
No. What's because let's say him
football, right? I realized that one time when you watch football, when your head is hot, you lose the game. I'm not watching what's going on, right? So this is what. First of all, let's talk about faults that are attributed to the manager, right? Let's talk about that. Diamond formation. I agree with you. When you were complaining, I said, no, let's relax. But guess what? For the first 15 minutes, it worked. It worked well. And according to what Bucci said, we just didn't score. It worked well. When we talk about what about him not reacting, De Zerbi saw where the space was, right? So this is diamond formation, right? So we had Casemiro was here.
Yeah.
Ericsson was here.
Yeah.
McTominay on that side.
Bruno was the 10. The problem was immediately De Zerbi saw that, they're playing diamond for they reacted that, this is where the space is, right?
That's right.
The problem was both people actually. It was both people. They can't get out. They don't know when to collapse and when to get out to the wingers.
Yeah.
Second problem was the left back was always high, regular to join. All of it was like I-10, Highway 10 Expressway in Houston on a Sunday.
Good. That's right.
That's right. All of this. So they overloaded us. So that was the first problem. The second problem with the diamond is when they were overloading, right? When we tried to get out, Brighton debuted through the middle. So we could not stop anything. Like I said, Highway 10, whether it's on the wings or down the center. That was the main problem yesterday. And that is solely 100% on Ten Hag. I'll tell you a second layer to the diamond. Apparently, if you watch the post-match conference, that is what we wanted to play against Arsenal. But McTominay getting the knock and regular not passing his medical quickly made him change back and play that. This is what he has been practicing this. So this is what we might stay.
And
with.
so if that execution was that bad, oh my God, we're in trouble.
So you're telling me this is the plan going forward?
Bayern's gonna love it.
He wanted to play until Luke Shaw and Malasha come back. That's what he said, right? This was the plan. He wanted to play diamond against Arsenal. That was the plan. But the execution was really bad yesterday. He might change it. Who knows, right? So that is on Ten Hag. I like to talk about long-term trends. The third long-term trend that Bucci kind of mentioned is in-game management of Ten Hag. It's pretty, poor. It's pretty poor. Most of the games we won last season, if you go and look at it, we had to score first, right? Once we led, we were able to close out most of the games. I think 90% of the games. Anytime we conceded first, especially away from home, we lost.
And just add quickly to that. And that's one of the reasons why the losses were high goal losses, because once we got scored against, we were prone to concede more goals, which has continued this season. But go ahead.
I heard you actually lost 7-0 to somebody. It's crazy.
What are you still doing here?
Hey,
Don't you have anything else to do?
I was telling this.
I swear to God. I'm telling you. I'm putting you in timeout.
When I was getting this, I didn't know we can get this kind of results. So, Linga, I don't like when you're here when United are.
This is just.
Let me finish my point. Second thing, the third thing, that's the next problem. Put your best players in their best position, right?
Oh.
He needs to stop it. He needs to stop this. Because at the end of the game yesterday, Bruno was playing center back. He needs to stop that. So those are Ten Hag problems. 100%. I'm not going to. Now, all this, what Elga Kwame said, kind of alluded when he said he brings Onana to play possession football, but he doesn't know what he wants to play. I mean, it's misprofiling. It's simple. And those are long-term problems. The long-term problem of misprofiling, which you kind of said maybe he wants to be director of football, is misprofiling. This man did not want Casemiro. Everybody knew this. He wanted Casemiro. Last minute, they say, Casemiro is available. He says, okay. That's why last season was firefighting emergency. That's not how Ten Hag wanted to play. I kept telling people this. It was clear. This season, he wants to kind of go to how he wants to play. He's building the blocks of how he wants to play. But guess what? We don't have the players yet to complete it. That's why he went to the Amrabat. So the point I'm trying to make.
So Amrabat is the BTEC De Jong that he wanted from last season.
Correct.
No. To add something quickly, that's why sometimes I also feel there's some bit of ill luck in this. Was a guy that emerged towards the end of last season and then through preseason that was looking like he was going to actually be a very key cog in midfield, being Maino.
Exactly.
Now gets injured because Kobe Maino is actually seemed to have the technical ability to play box to box, and actually go and pick the ball up from defense.
Yep.
He actually could have made a big difference to this midfield, and he gets injured.
Okay, Linger, tell us, please.
Linger, please.
Okay.
Please, twist easy with the
So
knife.
this-
Don't twist it.
Oh my God.
It's a jacuzzi, but it's also a diamond. And I've compiled several
Stop
statistics.
using my joke. I don't like this. Stop using my.
Compiled several statistics that will help us understand. One Maguire, 8 or 9 goals conceded. 13th in the table. A Brazilian in prison. You play Bayern at 2000 hours, and I assume that's how much you're gonna concede. I have a few more things, but that's my general overview. So we can start with the stock prices, the court cases. I put 5 statements as well. Most importantly, 5 club statements so far. But yeah, I think if we do the math, we really see what's going on here.
What is that one?
Can I leave?
Henderson's interview on the Saudi move. So,
Ayo.
Yes, I was jumping
What's
in
up?
now for that.
So, longest story short, you just shouldn't have done this interview. It has not helped anything. I think my thing going into it is if you already felt like it's not about being on his side or not. If you're already super critical, nothing will change reading that interview. Like a lot of people are just more frustrated now. If you're less critical, like me, I think I have criticism of him doing that move. I don't think I've talked about this on this pod before. I don't think it like erases all of his activism and means that it was never true. Like I don't think it's that clear or obvious.
It erases it. It does. It erases it.
Okay. But I for me, I don't think it does, but I understand that like for a lot of fans, like it really undermines it because it does undermine it in some way. I just don't think it fully erases it. So that interview doesn't really do anything to help people. I think my read is like I see a lot of like naivety in him being like, well, and in my being here, and I'm like, I think the ways to read it are: is he just bullshitting us? Like he really thinks he can make a difference just by being here, or did he believe that, but he actually just doesn't get it? Because I think footballers. I was listening to a podcast about this actually, and they're talking about like sometimes footballers can really live in this kind of bubble where they don't actually like. They're talking about Qatar as well, and how like the England team got to meet like he talked about this. The England team got to meet some Qatari workers, and they were great. And the person interviewing him was like, "Bro, like, who do you think they brought to meet the England team?" So, I think he's heard a lot from the Saudi team, from whatever, a lot of assurances that he's believing, but he obviously shouldn't. So, I see some naivety. Him saying like it wasn't about the money. Of course, that's just not true. He wouldn't say it is about the money, but of course that's not. I'm not even mad about it. Come on, man. Like obviously that's not true. But like honestly, my biggest thing about this interview is that he really shouldn't have done it because it hasn't made anything better for anyone. Even people who were like feeling at least a little more positively about him, like me. Like it didn't make me feel any better about it. And for people who are already upset, it's just a lot worse because it can read as being really like hollow, hypocritical. I think if you read the whole interview, you see him coming to realizations about the depth of the pain he's caused. So he moves from like, at first he's like, I'm sorry people felt that way, which is like that kind of apology we all hate. And then he does actually say, you know, I'm really sorry for causing this amount of pain. But yeah, I don't think it's helped anything. Like it would have been better that he just like didn't do it or did a different kind of interview or something.
One thing you didn't say, well, thank you for your thoughts. But one thing you did not say was you said, "Oh, people that felt bad about him, you know, didn't make them feel any different. People that, you know, were indifferent like you, kind of like because you liked him before. You didn't say it made you feel bad. You only said it didn't make you feel any worse.
Yeah,
because from my perspective, it's a non-apology when you go, "I'm sorry, I did what I did, but I think I did the right thing." You're technically saying, "I'm not sorry because I think I did the right thing." So it's not an apology. It's just a way of saying, you know, "Sorry you guys feel this way, but, you know, I think I did the right thing." So I just jumped in here for this because I is a moral crusader on this football things. So
I'm the moral crusader. First of all, Linger, this is your hashtag.
Hey, I'm quoting a Manchester United manager. I'm trying to build peace between our houses.
That's the first thing. The
Eras
second
come to an end, man. Eras come to an end.
Before if I jump with this, anybody watching, like, share, subscribe. All our socials. Third thing I want to mention, and that's my handle, Kalma. This is all to United fans, Gucci, and all the people. Kalma. So now talking about Henderson. I think Henderson, like you said, I think that was just BS, right? He went for the money, right? And it's a slightly cultural difference, right? When Koulibaly went to, he said there's a project we have to. He was very direct.
Yeah.
Cultural thing, right? Africa, we're direct people. I'm using it's a cultural thing, but there's another word I've used. But I say, you know what, our pod is growing, so I'll keep that word in my pocket.
Okay.
It's a cultural thing. That's what it is, right? So because Koulibaly was up front, our Nigerian brother, what's his name, that played for United? Igalo. Say, what are we paying for money? Up front, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, because I'm looking at the transcript of the interview, right? Adam Crafton asked him very direct questions of why did you go there? He claimed there was value. I didn't feel valued at Liverpool. It's okay, but you have gone to Brighton or Brentford, or this is not the first time other people have come in. If you claim you're not going to play a lot because of the new signings, it happened before. Thiago came in, but you fought your way back. Why didn't you do that? That's when it starts, I like the project. It's okay, now went very direct. It's okay, but you have been a big proponent of LGBTQ, right? You were the Rainbow Laces band, and more importantly, homosexuals, using that word, how it's called, in Saudi Arabia is criminalized, right? I mean, everybody knows that. And they asked him, so how does he feel about that? Then he goes on to like you mentioned, I feel me being here, maybe there might be some value. They say, wait, hold on. Remember in Qatar, this was the same thing people were saying. And that's when, like you say, it seems he starts realizing along the way. My third time, my perspective is, it definitely undermines it. It does. Because the difference in if he wasn't a proponent of LGBTQ and promote, that's a different thing. Then I'm not going to, that's a personal choice. I'm not like, I don't watch. You can do whatever you want. That's fine. But you cannot stand on that ground and do something that is directly opposite to it and not expect any criticism. And when the criticism comes and you now say, you now give an interview, like you said, that makes it worse. That's very hypocritical in my opinion and not reading the room.